Not so a good idea to take a pump foil 1675 into shoulder high waves. Well, that was humble pie, but first things first. The waves are firing everywhere on Maui, and we found a spot to try out the SUP foil and continue our journey with the pump foil. Waves behind me are just crumbling, so perfect to practice flat water wave assist takeoffs. So that's really good, and all you guys probably know, if you want to master the downwind SUP foiling, you need to start in little waves. You need to start in little swells, some wind, better yet if you can master a flat water pop-up, which is still really hard. You guys seen me, we had videos before, we had light wind sailing with the downwind board, we had small bumps with a little success, we had some waves, but today I just need to go out and finally continue with the video and see what kind of progression I have made or what kind of progress I am able to make. The setup we're using today is an Armstrong, not necessarily made for waves. We're going to use the Armstrong Pump Foil 1675, but I'm not trying to get into the big waves, you know, I'm trying to get into the rollers and see how far I can glide. So we're using a A+ performance mast and the Speed 180 square centimeter tail wing. The conditions out there are glassy. The waves are rolling through some bigger sets, but again, we're not trying to get into the steep part. The goal is just to stay out on the shoulder and try to catch some of those swells. You guys seen me paddling out there, and the paddle part is really, I got this down. I feel like that's okay now. I can paddle around and even keep it straight. So for the downwinder part, I think that should be okay. But the waves and the long period swells are just harder than the wind bumps, and a 1675 pump foil might just be a little bit too big for these waves. I think I should have gone out on a much smaller foil, maybe an 1125 or a 1225, maybe even the old 1050. I will try that next time. But even though it was failure and it was frustration, gosh, it was frustration, you guys, I definitely learned something about the gear and my practice. I haven't practiced in a while. I need to practice more. And once I kind of get the traction and the wave kind of builds behind me, I'm like thinking, oh my gosh, I have such a big foil underneath me, and the lift is really strong. I mean, it's very, very lifty. And as soon as the thing wants to come out of the water, guess who's in the water? Me. Foil out of the water, rider in the water. And that was a little bit the story of my life today. My failures today was definitely a little frustrating. Nevertheless, it was a good practice, and we will continue the story with the downwind SUP foil board. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did so, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.